While business owners in Mthatha are counting the costs following incidents of looting in the Eastern Cape Town yesterday. Taxi operators brought Mthatha to a standstill in response to a crackdown by police last week. Law enforcement officers confiscated 59 firearms, which included assault rifles belonging to security personnel that were attached to some of the taxi bosses in the area. Calm has now been restored after police returned those guns to their rightful owners following ballistic testing.
We're told there are trucks that were looted and stopped the roads. So this has costed us a lot. Remember, we're coming from a situation where there was fire in Mthatha. And Mthatha, you know, is the third biggest town in the province in terms of economic activities. So we've lost a lot. More than 10,000 SMMEs trading in this region, from hawkers to builders to traders to hospitality, were affected.
And Newzroom Afrika's Ntsiki Nohiya is in Mthatha and joins me live now. Ntsiki, good morning. Just listening to the massive impact of yesterday's events on small business and listening to police also saying this morning that those kinds of blockades that we saw yesterday are not going to happen again with their special deployments and so on. So just give us a sense of the security picture where you are this morning.
Good morning, Iman. Yes, the Eastern Cape Provincial Government confirmed that the SANDF has been deployed. They are on the ground. As much as we haven't seen them, we haven't spotted them this morning, but we were assured that they are around. Even the police personnel, the security have been beefed for any eventuality. Everything else is back to normal, Iman. We've seen in the morning people going to work, learners going to school, and the people just doing their normal jobs. And we spoke to Dr. Andile Nonso, who's just been on air right now, saying that the business in the CBD and the surrounding areas in Mthatha were badly affected. They're likely to lose billions of rands because it was just a total shutdown indeed. The town, the Mthatha town was a ghost, but today everything is back to normal. We are now currently coming to you from Rock, which is responsible for the regional results within the KSD municipality. If I may ask my colleague Vuyisa Mafai to just show you where we are in the stadium. There's also a municipal party liaison committee representing all the political parties from the Action SA, UDM, ANC, EFF, DA, and many other parties, small parties, your ATM, AIC, they're all here, to make sure that the results from KSD as a municipality are captured correctly and and everything else runs smoothly in the wake of what happened yesterday. With me, Iman, I have one of the municipal party liaison committees who is here on behalf of the Action SA, and all the other parties, as I have said, are represented here. Mr. Adonis, tell us, you know that yesterday was a turmoil in Mthatha. How has that affected you as political parties, in fact, as people who are responsible to monitor the counting of the votes?
Thank you very much, Ntsiki. Yesterday, Ntsiki, it was a very devastating day for us because we were expecting the election to commence with special votes. Remember, we deploy our party agents into the voting VDs. But however, that did not happen yesterday. We were all locked in our homes. So today we are still waiting for a briefing from the chairperson of our committee to brief us as to where there any voting in the region. Remember, KSD has two towns. There's Mthatha, there's Mkanduli. The most affected city in this whole thing was in Mthatha. So we still have to hear in other wards where there any voting there. So we are still waiting for that briefing as of now.
What is your take about what happened yesterday as political parties? We've seen trucks being looted, T-shirts stolen, and many other important items. What is your take as somebody who's part of the many political parties that are yet to form a government?
You remember when Ntsiki, this has emanated from last week Tuesday when there was a taxi shooting somewhere in Tsolo, and this escalated into here in Mthatha, and then there were retaliations. So whilst the police tried to intervene the situation, the other taxi alliance was aggravated, was unhappy with how the police treated them, taking their guns. So there is a war zone. Their cry yesterday was that they are closing the city because they want all their guns to be given back so that they can defend themselves. You can see that we, as political parties, we are anxious. Even voters, we are not yet sure if they are now at ease because there is some sort of an impasse in the city. So we are hoping as political parties, after a long work of campaigns, that people will, even the taxi industry will reconsider that this country is a democratic country. We need law and order. But we can't live like this, waking up not knowing what is going to happen. So as political parties, we are very worried, but we are so grateful that there is an intervention that has been taking place so that today we must start a day normally. But it greatly affected us as we did not in most of the voting stations, which I know. KST has about 37 wards and many voting stations. So we're still waiting for that briefing today.
I'm sure you visited some of the voting stations yesterday. You saw what was happening, and you even visited them this morning. How is it going there?
Yesterday, Ntsiki, you couldn't even get out of the house. There was gunshots everywhere where I stay, and we couldn't go anywhere. We were grounded. At least today, while I was passing by coming to here, there were not even yet some stations open. There's a voting station in the next to Nelson Mandela Hospital, because the tent was down. That voting station, it's a tent. It was now being erected again. Remember, we're supposed to open at 7, but today at around past 7, it was still erecting of a tent, meaning there was a disturbance because there was chaos yesterday. So I don't believe that it was today everything is going to start smoothly. We might be going to hear some updates, but I believe we are still waiting as to how and where are the glitches and all of the progress. But it's a very bad situation. We are hoping for goodness today.
Thank you very much. That the Pico Lums, the Adonis responsible for Action SA here in the Eastern Cape. I must say, man, that over 300 voting stations here within the KSD municipality, KSD being made of Mthatha and Mqanduli. You know, in as far as people that were arrested yesterday, it's 5 people that I understand to be taxi related, you know, bosses, if I may put it that way. They were arrested after a chase with the police. Apparently, they went to Mthatha Airport. They stormed at Mthatha Airport in balaclavas and threatened to burn the airport. That's when the chase ensued, and 2 of them were shot and wounded. They are currently under police guard in hospital, and the 3 are arrested, and we still have to find out when are they appearing in court. From now, Iman, we're going to visit some of the voting stations and see what is going on there. We understand that special voting is about people who are not able to make it to the polling station, to the voting stations, and those who will be working tomorrow and applied for special voting, and it was granted to them. That's what we're going to be doing from now, but from time to time, we'll come to the Rock Center and see if everything still goes smoothly, and of course be in touch with the police and check if everything goes well on the ground, as we know that the South African National Defence Force is on the ground to keep order. Back to you, Iman.
Ntsiki, thank you very much for that. By all accounts, things are smoother than yesterday, but as you say, there are some risks that are still apparent, and hopefully those can be brought under control by police authorities. But we are getting the assurances that the situations and the scenes that we saw yesterday in respect of those blockages and the blockading of roads will not be happening again.